We are going to start today's notes on this last homework problem, which you should not have been able to do. I wanted to give this to you to see if you can figure it out. It says, find the effective yield, in other words, the interest rate. I want to know what the R value is. What is the R value? If we start with an initial investment of $5,300, that's your principal, and at the end of 6 years, that's your time period, I want to end up with $7,400. And there's something missing on here. I'm going to do continuous.
That's the little p guys.
Yes. So we're going to start with this formula. A equals P times E raised to the RT power. I want to end up with $7,400. So $7,400 is equal to, I'm going to begin with 5,300 times E. Remember, E is 2.718. The interest rate, we don't know, but we know that we want to do this for 6 years. How are you going to solve this? Now, typically, if you were to graph this, and we kind of did something like this back in 7.1, if you were to sketch this on your calculator and graph it, now R would be your X and Y. What you could do, treat this like the X value, and you would look for, on your table, you hit Control T, you would look for what X value, but it's really R, what R value, so we can make this R, and this is the A value. What R value would you get in order to receive $7,400? The problem with this is you're going to see all kinds of weird numbers on your table, and it's going to be hard to figure it out. Remember, R, you're going to have to convert it to a percent. You'd move it, it's a decimal, and you'd have to move it 2 places over. So see this problem right here? Unless I teach you how to do logs, you will have a hard time doing this problem. Because what you have to do is convert, you want to get this R by, you're solving for R. And the only way to do it is what I'm going to show you how to do today. And that's converting this problem to a log problem. So we're going to answer this question, but not right now. I want you to get to that point. So everyone take out your notes for today. All right. Math is just another language, right? It's a language. And within the math language, there's different dialects. Just like Spanish, if you were to go to Mexico, and if you were to go to Spain, or even different parts of Mexico, they have different dialects. So, in math, we have different think of dialects. We have an exponential form, and we have a log form, logarithmic form. Now I'm going to ask you this question. What is 10 to the first power?
10.
It's equal to 10. Everyone agree with that, right? Now jump to this one. What's 10 to the second power? 100. Well, what if I asked you this question? 10 to what power is 85? If you had to guess, what do you think it is? It can't be 1 and it can't be 2.
8.5.
8.5?
Yeah.
So you think 10 to the 8.5 power is equal to 85?
No.
Write on your calculator. Now, what should it be between, you guys?
1 and 2.
It should be between 1 and 2. So this exponent, everyone should realize, because 85 lies between 10 and 100, this exponent should be somewhere between 1 and 2. Where does 100 lie? It's over closer here. So where do you think that this number is going to be closer to? closer to the 2.
1.8.
So you're thinking like 1.8, that's a good guess, 1.8. Take your calculator, and I want you to do 10 raised to the 1.8 power, and see what you get.
63.
What'd you get?
63.
63, okay, so that's not the answer. Anyone want to give it another guess? You want to do 1.9?
1.93.
Yeah, 1.93.
What'd you get? Oh, you got 1.93. How'd you get that?
I just plugged it in.
Okay, how'd you plug it in? Did you do logs?
I
You just guessed.
yeah,
You just
I
guessed.
guessing.
He just guessed 1.93. Guess what? You're good. You're a good guesser. Taking you to Vegas. Okay, so everybody understand. This is exponential form. Everyone understands that this 10 we call the base. 10 is the base. What do we call 3? The exponent. And what's the 100? 1,000, I mean. We'll call it the answer. Okay, can we refer to these 3 things? The base, the exponent, and the number. Now, how do you convert this to log? This is what it looks like. Now, it can be, some people write it that way. I prefer to rewrite it as like this. Flip this to the other side. This is how you read this. The log of 1,000 base 10. Log of the 1,000 base 10. So you read it this way. You go this way and then jump down here. Everybody, log 1,000 base 10. Got it? Is equal to 3. Now, check out these 3 things. Where did they go? Where did they go? Well, what happened to your base here? Where did it show up here? Right there, that little bottom number right there is your base. Where did the exponent show up?
Answer.
After the, yes, yes. This is the exponent. And what's the 1,000 right here? Answer. So, if you were in a Spanish class, you have to learn the conversion from one to the other. Because you're going to need that big time to answer some of these questions. So, the first thing I need you to do is understand how to read this problem. This is read, log of 1,000 base 10 is equal to 3. Does everyone understand that? Log of 1,000 base 10 is equal to 3. The other thing is I need you to understand the conversion. How to go from one form to the other. So if we look at these 2 examples right here. Read the directions. It says, write each equation. Right now it's in exponential form. I want you to write this in log form. What would this problem look like in log form? The log?
5.
Log of 5.
Nope.
Log of 3.
How do you read this one? Log of 1,000.
Log of 125 is the base
Yep, log of 125 base
of 5 equals 3.
5 equals 3. Good. Now here's another thing I want you to know. What is a log? A log is just an exponent. That's how I remembered it. A log is an exponent. So I know that after the equal to sign, that's my exponent. And then I remember that the big base here ends up being the small number here. And then what's left is your answer. That's how I remembered it. So now how do you write this problem?
Log of 8
Log
negative
of 8 base
0.5
1/2 or 0.5 is equal to, what's the exponent?
negative 3.
Negative 3. Now go to back to this problem right here. How would you convert this was not right. How would you convert this? It says 10 to what power is 85? How would you convert this to log? Log
Of 85.
85
Base of
base
10.
10
Base of 10 equals x.
equals x. Now, we're gonna solve this. Take your calculator. Okay, and everybody, I want you to find, you're gonna use this button a lot, this log button right here. But it's what color?
You gotta hit
You have to hit
control,
control,
right?
you have to hit control, because it's orange. So go ahead and do that, hit control, log. And what do you think you're gonna type in those two boxes?
10 and 85.
10 and then 85.
And then what are you gonna hit?
Enter.
Enter. And Andrew was the closest person. He guessed at 1.93. Now, is his answer correct?
Yes.
Technically, it's not,
But that's more
because
accurate.
if you take 85
But if you round
and
it,
raised it to the 1.93, you're gonna get, whoops, what did I do?
You're 10, you want to raise 10.
I'm about to say you mean 10.
Oh, I'm sorry, 10. 10 raised, my bad, 1.93. Now, if we were talking millions of dollars, and I said 85 million, would you be happy with 85 million? If it was supposed to be 100 million? Because we want this to get to 100, right? So is his answer correct? Technically, it's not. This, you are estimating when you chop that number off.
Listen to this audience.
But obviously you can't, this is an irrational number.
Yes.
It goes on and on and on, and obviously we
Obviously,
can't keep writing all these decimals. But the true answer
Okay.
keeps going on. We're gonna round so that make it easy for ourselves. So I would say that his answer is good enough, even though I want you to understand that 1.93 does not give you an exact answer. Now, if I would have taken, after I did this problem, if I would have said 10 raised to this answer, I will get 100. You'll get 100. It'll take the answer that you just received, it'll store it in your calculator and use that for the power. The long answer, the exact answer. There's a really long exact answer in here, keeps going on. But for us, we're gonna round to the nearest, let's say 100, 1.93. Got it? So, for practice, I want you to practice writing these in log form. You've got to get this down, because you will not, you're gonna have a hard time with solving the equations. Now, we're not done yet. I want you to see, can you flip-flop the other way? Can you go from exponential form, log form to exponential form? Can you go the other way? Remember what each of these are. What's this little bitty number right here?
The base.
It's the base. What is a log? It is a, and where's the answer? Does this make sense? Is 3 to the 4th power 81?
Yes.
It is. So what you're gonna notice is when you do we're more familiar with exponential, so when you get to the exponential part, you're gonna go, oh, okay, I remember that. It's the log that's gonna be the foreign language to us. Now, how do you do 4 then? The numbers are gonna start to get goofy.
4, -2.
4 raised to the -2 power is 1/16. Well, let's think about that. How do you change a negative exponent? Do you remember how to do this problem?
Flip it.
You flip it. Good. And what is 1/4 squared?
1/16.
There you go. Bingo. 4 to the -2 power is 1/16. Okay? So guess what you have on the back side? You have 9 of those problems to practice. All you have to do is write it in exponential form. Now, last thing. Now I'm getting your feet wet. How are you gonna solve these equations? First of all, read this problem to me. What does it say?
Log.
We start with the word log, the log of
V.
something, v, base,
Oh, 4,
3 is equal to 4. So I don't know what that means, so I'm gonna convert it to what form? Exponential. How does it look exponentially? What's the base?
3
to the
Three
fourth
to the
power
fourth
equals V.
power equals V.
So if I wanna find out what v is, what am I gonna do?
3 to the fourth power.
3 times 3 times 3 times 3. You should be able to do that in your head. What is it?
81.
81. V is 81. Let's try another one. Number 8. How do you read it? Log of 32, some base is equal to 5. I don't know. So what am I going to do? Convert it to what?
Exponential.
So what's the base?
V.
We're looking for it. To what power?
5th,
Is equal to?
32.
So can you guess what number multiplied, you got it. 2 multiplied 5 times is 32. Let's do another one. How do you read this one?
Log of V to the
Log of
5
V.
equals.
So how do you rewrite it? I don't know what the answer is. How do you rewrite this to exponential? What's the base? The small number is the big number when you write it in exponential form. 9, what's the exponent?
Mhm.
Now, do you remember in chapter 6, what does 1/2 power mean? This is going back. It means square root of 9. Remember what 1/2, remember what 1/3 means? 1/3 means cube root. What's the square root of 9?
3.
It's 3. So, you're gonna keep practicing these.
Oh, this one's cool.
This is easy, right?
Yeah.
Got it?
How much
Yeah.
thinking?
So fill up this worksheet and it's due tomorrow.